Hello students, today I am here to discuss Department of Education, Sabaragamuwa Province Year-End Evaluation 2018. So this is paper 1, you get 2 hours and you get 2 parts. Part A, 25 short questions and part B, 5 long questions. So when it comes to the time, paper 1 part A 1 hour and part B 1 hour. So how many minutes you can spend? So for short questions 2 minutes and 24 seconds and each question worth 2 marks. And part B you get 12 minutes per question and each question worth 10 marks. And paper 1 the spaces are provided, so you have to answer in the space given. And here, this is the front page, so you can write your index number and you can start. So, first 6 questions. First, you do it and check my answers. Question number 1. A person pays 5 rupees as an interest per a month for a loan for 500 rupees. Find the annual interest rate. So here 5 rupees for 500. This is for a month. So we need annual interest for a year. 12 and as a rate. So we need to find out the 100% value. So 100 times 5 and this 5 get cancelled out with this 5. So you get 12%. 12% is the annual rate. So you get 2 marks. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 2. 8 men could complete a certain work within 6 days. So it's easy to write like this, men and days. 8 men, 6 days to complete a work. How many men are needed to complete the half of the same work? So how many man days you need to complete the whole work? 8 times 6, 48. But half of the work means half of man days. So we need half of 48. You get 24. To complete 24 man days work with 2 days, how many men are needed? So how you get 24 from 2? 24 divided by 2, you get 12 men. So 12 men needed to complete half of works within 2 days. So this is 1 mark and for this method 1 mark. Question number 3. Find the least common multiple of the following expressions. X minus 3, x plus 5. So this is 2 expressions. So here factors are this into this, x plus 5. When it comes to x minus 3 and x plus 1, what are the factors? X minus 3 and x plus 1. Now, for least common multiple, you have to take all possible factors. So, x minus 3 only once. So, you have to take x minus 3. And x plus 1 is there. You have to take that one and x plus 5 is there. So, you have to take all possible distinct factors. So, that's the lowest common multiple. So, 2 marks, 1 mark here and 1 mark for the method. Question number 4. Find the value of sine theta using the given information. Sine. So, what is the ratio? SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse and tan is opposite over adjacent. So here sine theta, you need the hypotenuse. So first we'll use Pythagoras theorem. AC squared is equal to 2 squared plus 1 squared. So 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 1, 5. So AC becomes root 5, square root 5. So here when you take square root, you can get plus or minus, but we take plus root 5 because this is the length. So what is sine theta value then? Sine theta is opposite to this one is 2. Hypotenuse is root 5. So 2 over root 5. 1 mark for finding the answer here. 1 mark to find out the length of AC. Question number 5. Find the distance travelled by a vehicle which is travelled at uniform speed of 40 kilometers per hour in 3 hours. So 1 hour, 40 kilometers. So they are asking for 3 hours. So just multiply this by 3. 40 times 3, 120 kilometers. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 6. Log 5 is 0.6999. 0 you don't need to write. Find antilog. Antilog of bar 2, 0.6990. So antilog means when you take antilog of this, what's the value? 5. If it's 0.6999, antilog of that is 5. But what is antilog of this? You get 5, but here bar 2 is there. That means in standard form, you have to keep 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So the answer becomes 0.05. So 1 mark. Here 1 mark for taking antilog properly. Now you can do 7 to 12. Question number 7. According to the above data, select a pair of congruent triangles. So this is a right angle triangle. All are right angle triangles. This is 2 sides. This one is hypotenuse and 1 side. So again, this is 2 sides. So think about ABC and XYZ. Right angle is there. 2 sides are there. So those 2 are congruent. When you take this one, this is hypotenuse and this. But look at the length. This length is equal to hypotenuse of the other one, not the other length. So that's not congruent. So what are the 2 triangles congruent? ABC triangle and XYZ triangle. And what's the case of congruency? Side, angle, side. SAS. Side, angle, side. Not because of RHS, because hypotenuse is not given there. So only side, angle, side. So 1 mark for this part and 1 mark for this one. Question number 8. Find the value using knowledge of factors. Look at carefully. We can see 0.01 is common. Take it out. What's remaining? 17 minus 15. So what is 17 minus 15? That's 2. 2 times 0.01. That's 0.02. 1 mark here. 1 mark for this step. Question number 9. Write down the shaded part using set notation. B is inside. B is a subset. Can you see? Inside A, but outside B. So how you write down that? A intersection but not B. B dash. A intersection inside A but not in B. Outside B. So you get full marks. 2 marks for that. Question number 10. Simplify algebraic fractions. So x over x minus 3 and 3 over 3 minus x. Look at carefully the denominator. Only sign is different. So we can rewrite this. The second one as x minus 3 here. That means I'm taking minus out. When I'm taking minus out, this becomes minus. So you get same denominator. Now you can subtract the numerator, x minus 3. So same thing, x minus 3 get cancelled out and you get 1. So 2 marks, 1 mark for the simplification and 1 mark just to write as the same denominator. Question number 11. Find the radius of the circumcircle of the triangle PQR. What do you know about circumcircle? When you draw the perpendicular bisectors and the intersecting point of 2 perpendicular bisectors, you get the center of the circumcircle. Now, this is a right angle triangle. Can you remember when you draw the bisector of QR, what happens? The intersecting point with the hypotenuse becomes the center of the circumcircle. So this becomes the center of the circumcircle and OP and OR is the radius. So you can use that property. So this is a right angle triangle. So first we can find out the length of PR. PR squared using Pythagoras theorem. So PQ is 5 squared plus 12 squared. 25 and 144. This is a Pythagorean triplet. Can you remember? 5, 12, 13. If you can remember, no need to do it again. So 169. Square root of 169 is 13. You take only the positive value. So 13 is this full length, half of it. So OP becomes 13 divided by 2, 6.5 centimeters. So radius becomes that. So radius 6.5 centimeters. So 1 mark. Pythagoras theorem and 1 mark to find out the radius. Question number 12. Find the magnitude of x using the given data. So this is the exterior angle. These two are the opposite interior angles. So sum of opposite interior angles add up to exterior angle. That's 90 here. 3x becomes 90. So what's x? Divide by 3. 30 degrees. So you get 1 mark and 1 mark for the rule. Now you can try 13 to 18. Question number 13. AB is the diameter of the circle with center O. Find the magnitude of BOC. BOC. We need this. Now we know all these are radii, equal length. So if these are equal, now can you see this and this both are equal? Isosceles triangle. Now this becomes the exterior angle of this triangle. So we can straight away write down BOC angle is 30 plus 30. Sum of opposite interior angles add up to exterior angle. So 60 degrees. So 1 mark and 1 mark for the method. Question number 14. Write down the equation of the function which is parallel to y equals 2x plus 4. So parallel means you get the same gradient. So 2x comes. So y equals 2x. We need to find out the y-intercept and going through the point 0 minus 4. What it means? When x equals 0, the y value is minus 5. That's the y-intercept C. So straight away you can write down minus 5. So you can straight away write down minus 5. So that's 1 mark for the gradient and 1 mark for the correct y-intercept. Question number 15. Consider the experiment of taking a card from the cards numbered odd numbers from 1 to 21. So we'll take S is the sample space. What are the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21 also included, 1 and 21. Each card is same in size. Find the probability of obtaining a prime number. So we'll take prime numbers are A. What are the prime numbers here? 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19. So what's the probability of getting a prime number? Probability of A. NA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 7 over 11. So 1 mark for the correct answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 16. The tangent PQ contacts the circle at the point A. If AB equals BC and PAC is given 70. Find the magnitude of ACB. ACB. We need this angle. Now look at carefully. This is the angle between tangent and the chord. According to alternate segment theorem, this is equal to opposite interior angle. So this is 70. And ABC is an isosceles triangle. So we can find out BCA or ACB straight away equals 180 minus 70. Then you get these two and you have to divide by 2 to get 1 because isosceles triangle, this angle and this angle both are equal. So 180 minus 70 is 110. Divide by 2, 55. So ACB angle is 55. So 1 mark and 1 mark for this method. Find the value of x using the given data. So these two lines are parallel. Can you see these are similar triangles? So when you take the smaller one and the bigger one, these two are similar. So this is x plus 3 and 9. This one, these two. But because these are similar, you can take the subtraction as well. 6 and 9. The ratio, corresponding ratios are equal. So you can take the smaller to bigger, or you can, doesn't matter, you can take this ratio as well. Because bigger minus smaller, you get this space. So those ratios are also the same. So it's easy when you can take this ratio rather than taking the whole triangle. So what's the ratio? I can write x to x plus 3 is same as 6 with 9. This part to this part to this. Now simplify. 3 times 2, 3 times 3. Now cross multiply. 3x becomes 2 times x, 2x, and 2 times 3, 6. So now take 2x to this side, you get x equals 6. So this is in centimeters, so the x value becomes 6 centimeters. So 1 mark here, 1 mark for the corresponding ratio, correct ratio. The volume of the given prism is 180 cubic centimeters. Find its length. So if it's a prism, how you find out the volume? Volume is the cross-sectional area into length. Cross-section area here is a triangle. So how you find out cross-sectional area? Half times base into height. And length of the prism is L. So what's the volume? 180. Now find L. So what's L? L becomes 180 times 2 divide by 8 and 5. So here 2 times 4 here, 5 times 3, 15 and 36. So 36 divided by 4, that's 9. 9 centimeters is the length of this prism. So 1 mark here, 1 mark for the method. Now you can try 19 to 25. Question number 19. Write down all the solutions which satisfy the inequalities 2x minus 5 less than or equal to 1 and x should be greater than 0. Now solve this one. Take minus 5 to the other side. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. Divide this by 2. Nothing happens to the sign because we are dividing by a positive value. So x should be less than or equal to 3. X is less than 3 but greater than 0. So what are the values? So you can't take 0. 1, 2, 3. Those are the possibilities. 3 also included. Here this should be not all the solutions integers. If the solutions are there, real numbers, then you have to consider the number line. Number line 0, 3, all possible integers and here. But this should be not all the solutions. I'm taking integers. This should be integers. Otherwise, you have to write down like this. So 1 mark here and 1 mark for solving the inequality. Find the common ratio of the geometric progression. So how you find out the ratio? You can take any term, divide by its previous term. Any term, divide by its previous term. So here in any case, so this is 6 times 2, 6 times 3. So the common ratio is 2/3. So you get 1 mark and 1 mark. So don't divide other way around. Any term, divide by the previous term. Now do question number 21. The point A, B and C are on the circle with the center O. Find the value of x using the given data. So here O is the center. So AB is the diameter. And these are radii. All are equal. So if this is 55, what is this angle? This is 90 minus that because this is a diameter. This angle is 90 degrees. Any semicircle angle is 90 degrees. So what is this angle? 90 minus 55. You get 35 degrees. Now this is 35 means these two are equal. Isosceles triangle. So you can write x equals 35 degrees. So 1 mark here, 1 mark to identify this is 90 degrees. Question number 22. Find the interquartile range of the following data. 8, 12, 20, 25, 27, 33, 40, 48, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 means only one middle number. But we need interquartile range. So we add 1 and divide by 4. 10 divided by 4, you get 10 divided by 4, 4 times 2, 8. For 20, that's 5. So 2.5, that means 2.5. So which one is in between 2 and 3? 1, 2. So in between these two. That's Q1. So we add and divide by 2. So 12 plus 20 divide by 2. You get 2. 32 divided by 2. That's 16. That's Q1. So how you find out Q3? 9 plus 1 divide by 4 into 3. 3/4 of that. 10 over 4 into 3. You get 30 over 4. 4 times 7, 28. For 20, that's 5. So in between 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In between 7 and 8 is in between 40 and 48. So Q3 becomes 40 plus 48 divided by 2. 88 divided by 2, that's 44. Now you need interquartile range. Interquartile range is the difference between Q3 and Q1. You get 28 is the interquartile range. So you get 1 mark and 1 mark to find out Q1 and Q3. 23rd one. The point A, B, C are situated in equidistance to each other. AC is equal to AB is equal to BC. Write down the bearing of A from B. So from B means this is north. So you need this angle. So what's that angle? This is an equilateral triangle. This is 60 degrees. So bearing is 360 minus 60. 300 degrees. So from north clockwise is the bearing. And you have to write in 3 digits. So 1 and identifying this is clockwise direction. Question number 24. Consider the graph of the function y equals 4 minus x minus 5 whole thing squared. Write down its symmetrical axis. So you get symmetrical axis. This is when this is equal to 0. So x minus 5 is 0. That means x equals 5 is the symmetric line. And what is its maximum value? So here this is minus, so you get a maximum. So this is the x coordinate, that's 5, and this is the y coordinate. So 5 and 4, but maximum value means only the y value we write. If it's maximum coordinates, we write like this. Maximum value is 4. So you get 1 mark for the maximum value and 1 mark for the symmetrical axis. Question number 25. Draw a rough diagram to illustrate the moving point A such that the area of the triangle ABC is constant. So when with same base and same height you get the same area. So how you get same height? If we can draw a parallel line to BC along A, you get here, you need to draw a parallel line to this one. So if this is parallel and with same base, you get any triangle. A point should be on this line, A point, but BC should be the same base. So what's the moving point of A? This is a parallel line. So we can mark A1, A2, any point like this on this. So this is the answer. So rough diagram to illustrate the moving point of A. So that's the parallel line to BC along A. So you get 1 mark to show this parallel line and A is moving on that. So 1 mark showing the points A. So this is the last question in part A. And now we'll look at part B questions. Part B questions, you get 5 questions. You have to answer all 5 questions. So try 1 and 2. Question number 1. This is about fractions. So there are 4 parts. So we'll do step by step. There are 3 laborers in a land for weeding. They complete 2/5 parts of the land in the first week. They could complete 2/3 parts of the remaining in the second week. What is the fraction they complete in the second week of the whole land? So we have to find out the remaining part first. So remaining part after the first week, remaining part. So full part is 1. First week completed 2/5. So this is 5/5 minus 2/5. That's 3/5. And from the remaining part, 2/3 in the second week. So second week is 2/3 of 3/5. 3 get cancelled out. That means 2/5 of the whole part. So what is the fraction they complete? 2/5. Then the second part, it says find the remaining part of the land that has to be weeded after the second week. So 2/5 already done first week and 2/5 second week. So the total first and second weeks, 2/5 and 2/5. That's 4/5. So what's the remaining part for the third week? So remaining part. Yeah, so remaining part is 1 minus 4/5. That means 5 minus 4/5. 1 I can write 5/5. That's 1/5. This is remaining for third week. So find the remaining part of the land that has to be weeded after the second week. So 1/5. So we'll try to give marks for these two. So you are getting remaining part 1 mark and second week another mark. And here this one 2 marks and 1 mark. So altogether 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 marks first and second parts. Now we'll take the third one. If they work 6 days per week, find the total work complete in man days within 2 weeks. So days. So how many men? It says here 3 laborers. Men 3 and number of days 6. So how many man days? 6 times 3, 18. That's for the first week. So the total work completed in man days within 2 weeks, that means you have to double it. This is 1 week. So second week, 18 times 2, that's 36 man days. And then this one, how many days they need to complete the remaining part? So here this 36 means 2/5 and 2/5. We found out that's 4/5 of work completed within 2 weeks. 4/5 of work means 36 man days. But how many days they need to complete the remaining part? So that means 1/5. So what is 1/5? 36 divided by 4. We need 9 man days. But we have 3 laborers. So how many days needed? Number of days. Man days divided by number of laborers. So 3 days needed extra to complete the remaining part. So that's the full question. So we gave 5 marks there. Now we'll give marks here. 2 marks for this part. And here 2 marks and 1 mark here. Altogether 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here and 5 before. Altogether 10 marks. Now you can try question number 2. It's about area, perimeter. So there are 4 parts here. So we'll do step by step. ABCD is a rectangular shaped garden. There is a pond in the corner as shown in the figure. It is made by taking the vertex A as the center of the sector. So this means this is the radius. If the perimeter of the garden is 44 meters, find the breadth of the garden. So we know perimeter is length plus width plus width. So double of length plus width or breadth is equal to 44. Divide by 2, length plus breadth becomes 22. But we know length is 12. So what is breadth? Breadth becomes 22 minus 12. 10 meters. So that's the answer. So we can give 1 mark applying this perimeter formula and 1 mark. So 2 marks for this part. Find the arc length and the perimeter of the pond. So what's the arc length here? The whole length is 10. So what is the radius? 10 minus 3. That's 7 meters. So first we can find out the radius. 10 minus 3, that's 7 meters. And now you can find out the arc length. So what's arc length? This is a quarter of a circle. So 1/4 2 pi r. Pi is 22 over 7. Radius is 7. 7, 7. 2 times 2. 2 times 11. So 11 meters is the arc length of this pond. So now perimeter of the pond. Perimeter becomes 7 plus 7 plus arc length. That's 11. 25 meters. So we can give 1 mark for finding the radius and 1 mark for the arc length and the perimeter, 1 mark. So 3 marks there. 3 plus 2, 5 marks. Now we'll look at the next part. Find the area of the pond. So area of the pond. 1/4, this is quarter of a circle. Pi r squared. 22 over 7. We found out this radius is 7. 7 into 7. 2 times 2 and 77 over 2. So 38.5 square meters is the area of the pond. So we can give only 2 marks there. Now last part, it is going to be grass the garden without the area of the pond. The cost of 1 square meter of the grass is 50 rupees. Show that it is needed 4075 rupees to grass the garden. So we have to first find the area of this part, unshaded part. Area is full area. Did we find out the full area? No. So what's the full area? 12 times 10. Length into breadth minus the pond area. Pond area we found 38.5. So 120 minus 38.5. What's the answer? 0.5. One. And here 4. That means 8. 81.5 square meters is the area of the unshaded part. So that's the part that we need to put grass. So 1 square meter is 50 rupees. So what about the cost for this area? 50 times 81.5. That's in rupees. So multiply by 5, put 0. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 1, 5 plus 2, 7. 5 times 8, 40. And here put 1 decimal place here. So 4075. So that's the amount needed. So it says show that it is needed. So amount needed ₹4,075. So you get 1 mark for finding area and 1 mark for finding the remaining area. And now you can see multiply by 50. So that's 1 mark. So 3 plus 2, 5. And previous 2 parts we gave 5 marks. So altogether 10 marks for question number 2. Now you can try 3, 4. Question number 3, you get 2 parts. Part A 2 parts and Part B 3 parts. So we'll do step by step. Part A. A certain municipal charged 5% of annual rate as a tax. One person pays 1,500 as the annual tax for his house. Find the tax amount he has to pay for a quarter. Quarter means 1/4 of its value. So quarter value becomes annual value, that's 1,500 divided by 4. That's in rupees. 4 times 3, 12. For 30, that's 7. 28. So 2 remaining, that's 4 times 5. So 375 rupees for a quarter. Find the annual assessed value of the house. Now it says this is the annual tax. That's 5% value. So 5% value is 1,500. So what is 1 part? You divide by 5. And what about 100 parts? So the total value becomes 100 parts. 1,500 divided by 5 into 100. 5 times 3, 15. So 2 zeros. So you get 3 and 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 30,000 rupees is the annual assessed value. So you get 2 parts in part A. So we'll give 1 mark here, 2 marks, 3 marks for this part. So altogether 4 marks. Now we'll look at part B. A businessman spends 60,000 rupees to buy the shares from a certain company. The market price of a share is 50 rupees. Find the number of shares he bought. So 60,000 number of shares divide by 50. Because each one is 50 rupees. So 60,000 rupees divided by 50. So how many shares? 5 times 1, 5. And here for 10, that's 2,200 shares. Then he got 12% of investment as the dividend for a year. Find his dividend income. So 12% of the investment. So what is the investment? 60,000. So dividend becomes 12% means 12 over 100 into 60,000. 2 zeros get cancelled out. You get 2 zeros here. 6 times 2, 12. And 1 remaining. 6 times 1, 6 plus 1, 7. So that's the annual income from dividends. 12% of that. So that's the second part. So we have 3 parts. Find the dividend amount for 1 share. So altogether 1,200 shares are there. 7,200 divided by that. So dividend amount $7,200, that's the annual dividend income. And 1,200 shares are there. 12 times 6. So that's 6 rupees per share. So that's the dividend amount. So 3 parts. So we'll decide how many marks. This one we can give 2 marks. And previously 4. So 4 plus 2, 6 already given. 6 and we'll give 2 and 2 here. 2 and 2. So altogether 10 marks for this whole question. Now you can try question number 4. Question number 4 also you get 2 parts. First one about Venn diagrams and the second one about sample space diagrams. So we'll do step by step. The information given below is about 50 passengers who arrived to the Katunayake airport. So we'll put 50 outside this Venn diagram. 48% of passengers are Sri Lankans. So here when you read the question, can you see A is the Sri Lankan passengers. So this is Sri Lankans. B, what's B? Scholarship passengers. This is scholarship passengers. Scholarship. So 48% means 48 over 100. For 100, that's 48. This whole thing is 50. So how many passengers are Sri Lankans? 48 over 100 into 50. That means 24. Sri Lankans are there. So 24 should be on the circle A. 13 are flagged as scholars. So scholars are there, 13. That's 13 on the circle B. 10 are Sri Lankans among the scholars. Out of these 13, 10 Sri Lankans means you put 10 here. So this becomes 3 now. All the remaining passengers are who are going abroad for other activities. So that means outside the circle. So if this is 24 and this is 10, this becomes 14. So what's outside? 14 plus 10, 24, 27. 50 minus 27, that's 23. So that's the full diagram. Copy the Venn diagram into your answer script and complete it using the data given above. Describe the passengers included in A dash intersection B. So what's the part? A dash intersection B means this part. What's that? Not Sri Lankans and those who are scholars. So we can write down passengers who are scholars or scholars and not Sri Lankans. You can say scholars in other nations. That means not Sri Lankans. So how many marks you can get up to this point? So do we get another part for A? No. So we get only 2 parts A. So we can give 4 marks for completing the Venn diagram and 1 mark for writing this region. So 5 marks. And we'll see part B. There are 4 identical cards numbered 2, 3, 5, 8 in a box. 2 cards from this box is taken randomly and make a number. So that means not replacing. So you can't take number 2. If you take 2 as the first one, you can't take again number 2. So draw a grid to represent the sample space. So this is the first card and this is the second card. If you take 2, you can't take 2 again. So you can take 3, 5, 8. So what's the number then? 23, 25, 28. If you take 3, you can take 2 but not 3. 5, 8. 5, you can take 2, you can take 3, not 5. But you can take 8. If it's 8, you can take all except 8. So that's the sample space because you are not replacing, so you are taking 2 cards at once. Find the probability of that the made number is an even number using the above grid. So we need to identify what are the even numbers here. So we'll take, so 2 is there, 2, 3, 23 is not. So here 28 is okay, is an even number. 32 is an even number, 38, 52, 58 and 82 is an even number and 88 you can't take. So what's the set? Here is the required set. So if this is A, so we need to find out probability of A. Probability of A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards out of altogether how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 over 12. So you can simplify and write 1 over 2. So that's the probability. Now how we give marks? So we have given already 5 marks there. So 5 marks. So 2 marks will give here, calculating probability, and 3 marks for the sample space diagram. So 3 plus 2, 5, and this 5 you get altogether 10 marks. Now you can do last question in part A. The information how a person spent his monthly income is shown in the following pie chart. Find the angle of the sector which represent the expenses for investment. That's X. So we know around a point is 360 degrees. So 360 minus 280 and 60. So that's the X angle. So 360 minus, what's the addition here? 0, 4, 3, 340. So 20 degrees is the angle for expenses for investment. That's just 2 marks we can give. If the amount he spent for travelling is 6,000 rupees, find his monthly income. Travelling. So that means for transportation, that 60 degrees is this much. So 60 degrees is 6,000 rupees. And you are asked to find out his monthly income. That means the full part. 60 degrees is this much. So what about 360 degrees? So you divide by 60 and multiply by 360. So 0 get cancelled out. 6 with this 6. 6 times 6, 36. So what's the income? 36 with 3 zeros. So 36,000 rupees. So that's the monthly income. So we can give 2 marks for this part. Take the next one. Find the food expenses per month. Food expenses. That's 200 degrees. So we'll find out what's the value for 200 degrees. Out of 360, 200 degrees for expenses for food. And the total income is 36,000. So multiply by 36,000. 1, 36 with 1, and here you get 20,000 rupees for food. Write down the ratio of bill payments and travel expenses in simplest form. Bill payments and travel expenses. So here 60 and bill. Here you can take the degrees, the angle. The ratio between angle is the same as the ratio between the amount. So 80 to 60 degrees. 80 to 60. Simplify 8 to 6. Divide by 2, 4 to 3. That's the simplest form. The expenses for food in the next month is exceeded. So he has to spend all the money he saved for investment for food. Find the angle of the sector to represent the new expenses for food. So that becomes, now earlier expenses for food is 200. So we need to combine these two. X is 20. So what's the new angle now? 220. So 20 plus 200 degrees, 220 degrees. So it's easy to take just the angle because the ratio is the same as the angles. So that's the new one. So how can we give marks? So we can give 1 mark for this step. And we have already given 4. So this is 5 and 3 marks and 2 marks here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's the last question in this paper. So we can try the paper 2 next.